What's good, everybody? You're listening to the Glow Up Podcast. We are recording remotely from our homes, but we are still a part of the Soundcasting Network here in Seattle, Washington. I am Miss Casey Carter.
I'm Naomi Raven.
And we want to remind everybody to rate, review, and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere you can listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Make sure you're subscribing, leave comments, rate us, all that. And make sure to follow us at the Glow Up Cast because we always got cool things popping for you on there. So make sure to stay tapped in on whatever social that you like the most. Big shout out to our girl, Jasmine.
Yes.
We really enjoyed having her, our first guest of 2021, and I loved hearing about Black Winds, and I just love what they're doing. So if you didn't get a chance to listen to that episode, make sure to tap back in episode 186, right? No, 187. And learn about Black Winds and see how you can support them so they can continue to tell these amazing stories of Black history. I'm really excited. Yeah.
And gain some new perspectives so that you can know a little bit more about history, not just the struggles. You know, I love how they're highlighting the wins that Black Winds has. And then also we are in week 2 of our spotlight. Shout out to Keisha of Majestic Dollhouse Collection and Only Oatmeal for being our first 2. If you guys haven't been able to check it out, head on over to our Instagram to see that feature. And if you're interested in being in the spotlight, hit us up by clicking our link in our bio to sign up.
Yes, and in that link in bio, you can also sign up for our email list because with that Glow Gang Spotlight comes sometimes, but not all the time, but maybe other ways, an exclusive discount only for our Glow Gang. Subscribe to our email list. You can only get it right there, so make sure you are subscribed. We only send you cool stuff.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to subscribe.
And don't forget that we are on YouTube as well. So if you want to have a more interactive interview listen, you can now watch our interviews on YouTube as well as catch up on past tips, advice, and gems left from our amazing guests.
I love how we have so many announcements.
Yes.
We are glowing up, okay? And we are so excited because we have Gigi and Sersie with Daniel Fast, A Bridge to Healthy Living, joining us. We're going to learn all about this fast and this spiritual, this whole program that I'm really excited to learn about. It's the beginning of the new year. We went through so much last year. Maybe some of us have developed bad habits of eating or all that stuff. So we're going to learn all about that. But first, let's get into our weekly wins and lessons. Let's let our guests go.
Yeah.
Well, Naomi, you go first and then show them how we do it, and then we'll let them go.
Well, this week I have a lesson. I talked to Casey about it. I prepared so well last week and was organized. And this week I felt like I did not do the same thing. And I felt the repercussions of that, of just kind of feeling like a chicken with my head cut off, knowing that I had stuff to do, but trying to remember it all. And so my lesson this week is to prepare and organize so that I don't have to feel like that in this next upcoming week, because it does not feel good.
I was the same.
Yes.
But good lesson. Good lesson. Yes. How about you, Gigi and Sersie?
Yeah, so as far as a win goes, I would say for me, my schedule's been so hectic, and I was just grateful to get in all of my workouts. Like I was just totally on point this week with my workouts. So I'm just like, yes.
That is a win.
Yeah. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Me too.
I track mine with stars on my calendar, and I started a new position this week, so I fell off, but I was able to get one in this morning, and I feel like Superwoman. So
good.
You inspire. Yes. How about you, Sersie? Any wins or lessons?
I think a lesson that I've had for this week is to really cherish the small things with the people that you love and your family and your friends. So that was I had a very turbulent couple of weeks with a loss in the family. And so that lesson just really stood out to me, was just enjoy the small things with everyone that you love in your family.
So
I am loving this. This is a new segment for us. So this is, I love it. Great thing we're doing here. Okay, so my weekly, it's like a combination of a win and a lesson. So I got my braces off this week after 3 years, and I shared on Facebook that I've been insecure about my smile forever. And I always used to like take pictures a certain way, and now I'm like, hey. So that's a big win for me. But the lesson there was like, everything can be fixed, big or small. It can be fixed with time, work, or money. And with my case, all three of those things fix me. So so whatever it is, how hard you think it is, either of those three things can help you fix whatever you're going through.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's get into what we are all vibing with. So this is just anything that you're feeling at the moment. We can let Gigi go first.
Yeah, I would say I just joined this app called Clubhouse. I don't know if you're familiar with it. So I've been listening to all these different conversations and some of them have, high profile people on it, others don't, but I'll be doing laundry or putting the dishes away and just listening, and it's just been pretty cool. I've enjoyed it.
Man, okay, you were like the first person to ever make me feel like, okay, everybody else has made me feel like I don't want to join, but you were the first who were like, there's one called the cookout, which I heard it's just for Black people, and I heard it's created by a Black person who runs it. So I heard because I heard Master P also spoke out against how the Black culture is basically making people who aren't of color rich, because you guys are all joining these apps. So somebody else created the cookout so that maybe the Black creatives can join there. But Master P has a whole think piece on it, and I really enjoyed it. But we'll see which one. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. How about you, Sersie? What are you vibing with?
I'm vibing with. I've been eating this salad every single day. I know this sounds crazy, but I'm just eating it like every single day because I was just so addicted to it. And pretty much it's just greens, like roasted caramelized pecans, pomegranates, and a mustard dressing with and that's it. And apples. And I've just been rocking that for the last 2 weeks. I just can't get enough.
It sounds fancy.
Yeah.
I love it. Naomi?
So mine is a movie. Lately, I've been into thrillers. That Pacific Northwest saying, like, either you're hiking or you're watching like a murder mystery. And lately, thrillers have been my thing.
Okay.
And so The Vanished on Netflix. It is a movie that will definitely make you think. And I think that's why lately I've been so into thrillers, because it makes me think and it teaches me how to survive. Go check it out. It's really good. It takes a twist and turn that is so unexpected that by the end of the movie, you're like, wow, that was really good.
Okay. Naomi always got the good suggestions with things to watch. And on a day like this or a weekend like this is even more perfect. So definitely going to check that out. Well, I am also vibing with a new something to watch, as always. On Facebook, Facebook, I don't think a lot of people really take advantage of all the amazing content they have specifically on there. I know Red Table Talk was the big one, but Cardi B has a little mini series on there. It is it's hilarious. It's called Cardi B Tries, and they just sent Cardi to go try all these things. So she played basketball with a NBA team, NBA player, and a bunch of kids. She was a teacher. She made sushi. Her and Offset went to go become video game characters, and her personality is just so fun. And what I love most about Cardi, and I always say this, is that she just shows us that you can truly be you, and if everybody if they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. But as long as you are you, like, you're happy, and she seems so happy. And I love seeing Cardi on screen. You know, she makes great music, but seeing her personality is what I enjoy the most. So if you are on Facebook, definitely check that out. I hope they move it to YouTube so more people can enjoy it, because I know not everybody's on the book.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna do something different. We are going to hop in a quick break. We will be right back, and we will get to know Gigi and Sersie after this. Okay, fake
It's
break.
a break.
All right, yeah, it's a break. Okay, all right. Okay, now we're back. Okay, all right, you guys, we are back with Gigi and Sersie. They are behind the Daniel Fast, a bridge to healthy living. So I have never heard of the Daniel Fast before, so I was really excited to read about that. And then now I'm more excited to talk to you guys and have you guys tell us and our listeners about it. So if you guys want to give us a quick little spiel on what the Daniel Fast is, and how yours is a little different.
Yeah. Sersie, you want to take that one?
Sure. Well, the Daniel fast is a very popular fast that a lot of people around the world do, and it's basically, in a nutshell, it'll be very fast. It's derived out of the Bible, with the famous character in the Bible, Daniel, who challenged the king, basically, who to eat basically a whole food plant-based diet, as opposed to eating a diet rich in meat and dairy and wines. And so anyways, to make a long story short, when he did the test for 10 days, he ended up, him and his 3 friends end up becoming more smarter, more healthier, more vibrant than the people that were eating the other diet. And so today, in modern times, people have derived that story to create this fast around the world, where people take 30 days to simply just eat whole food plant-based without any preservative, additives, sugars, or anything. And so the Daniel Fast, a bridge to healthy living, is similar to that. The only difference with that is that our Daniel fast is specifically geared to restoring your health. So everything that we do in this Daniel fast is all about your health. And we have a nutritional component that not only are you abstaining from certain foods and having devotionals and prayers, but you're also getting robust nutritional information, so that when you're finished with the fast, you have all the tools and the things that you need to live this sustainably long term.
That's incredible. And I watched the video where you two shared your stories about what led you to eventually creating this. How did you two come together?
Yeah, so interestingly, actually COVID-19 brought us together. Yeah, we were, we're about 3,000 miles apart. And I was on her podcast, and then she was on my YouTube channel, and we just got to know each other, and we had this kind of common connection that we wanted to help people take control of their health. What we realized at that time, and this was back in May, June timeframe, we realized that most of the people who were suffering with complications and even death from COVID-19 had to do with people who had some sort of a chronic disease. So it could be high blood pressure, obesity, type 2 diabetes. And, we both struggled with our own health issues, and were able to reverse our diseases just by changing what was on the end of our fork. And so we got together and said, hey, we've got to do something. There's something we can do. It's kind of like, you ever seen like a scary movie, and the woman is like getting ready to open the door, and like the monster's behind the door, and you're like, don't open the door, don't open the door.
Yeah.
So we were just like, we know the solution. We know we can help save a lot of people from a lot of pain and misery. And so we got together and created this program. And it just, we rolled it out officially, I would say, in August. We started a Facebook group, I think it was like at the end of July. And it just kind of started taking off. And so that's kind of how we met. It was kind of just this common connection and bond around wanting to help people take control of their health, especially in these times with COVID.
So when it comes to helping people with their health and wellness, and you guys knowing that you guys wanted to play a role in it, how did you decide on the Daniel fast and that that's what you wanted to share with people?
Well, that was kind of rooted in my own personal story. Several years back, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure during my pregnancy in the last trimester. And to make a long story short, usually people who have high blood pressure, you're more at risk to have a complication before or after, or even during your pregnancy. And I had a complication with my son, and he ended up losing oxygen to his brain during birth. And so we had to have 24-hour care for him for about a year. He ended up passing away. So I was pretty much at the lowest point of my life, with a chronic illness of high blood pressure, plus the trauma of the death of my son. And someone basically said to me, hey, why don't you come and just do a Daniel fast with me? And so apprehensively, I said, okay, I'll try it. And I did the Daniel fast. And within 30 days of just doing the Daniel fast, my blood pressure was reversed. I lost weight. My mood, of depression and all of that has subsided. And I had more spiritual and mental clarity. I could hear God's voice more clearly. And that experience is what birthed my whole journey on helping people make connections between what they were eating, their spirituality, and how that they can live a more healthy life. So it's kind of rooted in that story. And so when Gigi and I met, we kind of evolved from that.
Oh, my heart.
I know. Oh you have no idea how much that means to us.
Yes.
Hearing that. Now, I understand that great things don't come quickly. And in this society, in this culture, we're always looking for like the quick fix. You see so many, like, surgery is normalized now. It is just, it's insane to me. And a lot of times people either don't want to put in the work, or they just don't believe it, or they don't give it enough time to believe in something like this. And 30 days is a long commitment. I did a detox for 7 days, and I was going through it. But what do you say to people who don't believe, or like don't want to invest that time or sacrifice that time, I should say?
Yeah, we have actually a 4-day challenge for people to kind of dip their toes in, because most people can do something for 4 days. And what we find with the 4 days is that it gives people a sense of understanding how you can bring God into your health journey, and also go through kind of a reset of your palate and do a kind of a mini detox. And with those 4 days, kind of what most people who go through it, the first day is fine. The second day, they might be feeling a little sick, like, ooh, I'm not feeling too good. And usually by the third day, people start to feel the benefits. They feel lighter, they have more energy, they're more mental clarity. And by the fourth day, they're just like, wow, this is amazing. And so we created that 4-day challenge to kind of nudge people in that direction of hopefully signing up for the 4 weeks. And I think for a lot of people, they realize that the food that at the end of the 4 days, they hopefully realize that the food that they eat really contributes to, just how they feel, how they think, and how they're able to, perform at whatever they do. And it kind of gets into this whole operating, at a higher frequency, kind of conversation. But, so I would encourage, if someone's like, well, I don't know about this, I'm really skeptical, I'm not ready for 4 weeks, try it for 4 days. You really have nothing to lose. It costs nothing. And you might be really surprised. You might lose a few pounds if you're trying to. So, but other than that, you really have nothing to lose and so much to gain.
Naomi, I see a challenge for us.
I know, right?
And then the other piece to what we do to kind of really help that is that the challenge is a prayer for your health 4-day Daniel fast challenge. And what we do over those 4 days is that we specifically pray for different areas of your life concerning your health. And so you have this 4 days of eating nutritionally, but you have this 4 days where you're really engaging spiritually to kind of help you kind of break some of those ideas. In your life. You know, the first day that we actually pray for is a God-centered self-image. The second day we pray for to break our addictions to food. The third day we actually pray for to break generational patterns of poor health in our family. And the last day we actually pray for the courage to make changes in our health. And so you're combining this robust spiritual connection with also eating the real nutritional food. And when you combine those two, you'll find that it just gives you so much more energy. It's the willpower that you're not tapping in so much to your willpower, but you're on a spiritual flow with also eating the right foods.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my spirit is just so full right now. And what's so wild is, okay, I grew up Catholic due to my family, and we never really said grace or anything like that. So I've never really heard of like praying for nutrition, praying for health as much. And earlier this week, Kirk Franklin was on the Breakfast Club, and he did a prayer about your body and nutrition and stuff. So this is just too crazy. This is a sign.
Yeah.
So you guys definitely touched on the question that I wanted to ask you guys of kind of like the highs and lows of fasting. So I want you to keep it real with me. Do you guys ever have someone who is just really struggling to get through it, whether it's spiritually or physically? Because like we said, 30 days can seem like a really long time to some people.
Oh, yeah.
So what is that like?
Yeah, I can talk to the spiritual, or excuse me, the physical part of the question, and I'll let Sersie handle the spiritual piece. But physically, one of the things that we do, and it depends on kind of what your current, eating pattern is like, or, even alcohol or drug use. So if you're eating what's considered the standard American diet, which is a lot of meats and dairy and cheeses and, fast food type things, you're likely going to feel a little sick, it's usually on the second day. And, but it goes away. You just kind of have to kind of ride it out. Now, if you're taking medication, for example, you will want to check with your doctor, and we let people know that, if you're either a heavy alcohol user, drug user, or you're on medication, you'll want to talk to your healthcare provider first, because oftentimes what happens when people clean up their diet, the need for that medication becomes less. So people, for example, that might be taking medication for type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure in particular, they'll start to not need as much of that medication. And what'll happen is, if they're still taking the same amount, they might not feel the benefit of it, because the medication's kind of counteracting that. And so we encourage people who are, on medication, or maybe heavy alcohol user or drug user, to consult with the healthcare provider first, to kind of, before starting the fast. So, but for most people, if you don't fall in that camp and you're just eating standard American diet, just tough it out. By the fourth day, you'll be feeling great.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, the truth of the matter is our palates need time to adjust, and you just got to see it through, because there's something great on the other side. And spiritually and community-wise, we really set up a very robust community, so that people who are struggling, we have a private Facebook group, that we're like a tribe and a community, and so everyone's there encouraging each other. And one of the awesome things about the program as well is that, and even for the 4-day challenge, is that we actually come live. And we do almost like a coaching for about an hour. On the 4-day challenge, we do it once every day for the 4-day challenge, but for the actual 4-week program, we do it once a week. And we're very interactive in the course. So people get a lot of support when they feel like they're actually struggling. And so we provide a lot of support. But yes, the struggle is real. But the truth is that the more you stay in it. And this is why the 30 days is so powerful, because a lot of times when we do change our eating habits and we do it for only a day, or we do it for maybe one day, then go back to our eating, and we do this jostling, we never get to fully experience what it feels like when you are completely in the zone of eating healthy. Because what
Yeah.
happens is that becomes your anchor. Because once you get into that zone and you're feeling the spiritual and the mental clarity, you're feeling the energy, you're feeling the mood change, you're feeling all of the wonderful things that you feel, that is what's going to keep you going, because you're going to be like, you know
Right.
what, nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. And so that's why we encourage that, you know what, no matter what, stick it out, because you want to know what it feels like, so that that can anchor you through your lifelong journey of health.
Yeah.
Yes. Whew.
Yes. Now, you ladies have a new book, A Prayer
Yes,
for Your Health Journal. Please tell us about that.
Yeah. It's right
yes,
here.
yes, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Prayer for Your Health journey, it organically birthed out of this Daniel fast movement that we had. It's basically devotionals that you can use every day if you're trying to eat better. And the scriptures, the devotionals, there's nutritional nuggets. All of it is geared towards getting you on a more healthy path. And so it really goes well with the course. But for someone who's not taking the course, it's a wonderful place to start if you're someone who's saying, you know what, I want to start exploring getting healthy, but I want to do it in a way that I'm utilizing my faith in God and devotionals and nutritional tips. So it's a wonderful place to start, but it's an awesome companion with the course.
Yeah.
What if someone is not religious, or
Mhm.
yeah, or atheist, or whatever else they believe in?
Well, oh,
Go ahead, Gigi, go ahead.
no, yeah, I would say, I mean, so the, well, you know what, Cersei, I'll let you handle this because it's a spiritual question. So I'm
No, go
sorry.
ahead,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I would just say, I would say that we have people in the course who are not necessarily Christian per se, but they do believe that there's a higher power. And so they see the benefit of that. You know, I think it just depends on, you know, how comfortable you are with, you know, being in a course that includes, you know, a spiritual component.
Mhm.
I could say that I have an interesting upbringing in that my dad used to be, he was at one point in his life Muslim. He ran with Malcolm X. You know, he even said, he even said, he even said, he told me one day, and he's since passed away. My dad was Black. He said, you know, I remember saying I'd never marry a white woman until I met your mother. So, but anyway, that's digressing. But my point is that, you know, when you grow up, you know, it depends on, you know, how comfortable you are with kind of stepping outside of maybe how you grew up and kind of what you're used to. And if you're open, if you're open-minded, it's still worth, you know, pursuing and looking into, because I think that the spiritual piece, and people who go through things like, you know, Alcoholics Anonymous and any kind of like 12-step type program, there's always that spiritual component to it. That if you are struggling with food addiction and you're struggling with emotional eating and it's been a barrier for you, I still think this program can help you if you go into it with an open mind and an open heart.
Yeah. Wonderfully stated. Yeah. And basically it's if you're open to tapping into having strength from outside of yourself. And I think a lot of times, especially the time that we're living in, with everything that's going on in the world, I think a lot of people, Christian based or not, are really looking for answers outside of themselves. They're trying to pull from strength. And so if that is something that appeals to you just in the life that we're living right now, then it would definitely be a fit.
Ooh, I have goosebumps. So if one of our listeners is listening right now, they're getting inspired, and tomorrow they want to start a fast, what is one piece of advice that you each would want to leave with them right now?
Yeah. I would say just try it. Just try it for, try the 4 days. Like I said, anybody can do anything for 4 days. You can come out of it with a new sense of optimism and hope around what you can do. I think it helps you to build self-efficacy. For people who are eat meat on a daily basis, it also kind of helps you to not be so afraid to not eat meat. And so there's really nothing to lose for 4 days. So I would just challenge them to do a 4-day challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I know that we were going to talk about 3 reasons why people should try the Daniel fast, but this whole episode is a reason why you should try the Daniel fast. So I'm going to change things up a little bit and ask you each individually. You guys are working together. What is your one piece of advice on working with a partner, especially long distance?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would say communication and honesty and just being yourself. I think with Gigi and I, and finding common values. I think it was just amazing how we two connected, that we had similar values, and so it was very easy to collaborate and to do that. So I would say is to find someone that fits your value systems, fits your personality, and then the rest is easy.
Love it.
Yeah, I would just add to that. I think that's spot on. I would just add also try to find ways to have fun, to incorporate laughter and joking and fun into it, because it's hard. I mean, we work really, really hard. I mean, the hours we put in, our blood, sweat, and tears into this, and we're so passionate about the mission that we have to kind of also pepper in some fun and laughs. So we do that. We have actually the second Friday of every month, we have this thing called Cook and Chat Girls Night In. So people can patch in through the Facebook group or through Zoom if you're a subscriber. And we're on basically a webinar in our respective kitchens, cooking something up and just laughing and just making it a social thing. And we send out the recipes, so if people want to make it, with us, they can.
Ooh,
but
it's a double win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, okay, we're ready. We want to sign up. We want more info. Where can we find that?
Well, all you need to do is go to danielfasttohealthyliving.com. And when you go there, you'll be able to see where you can access the free Facebook group, and you could join that. And you'll also see where you can access the 4-day free challenge, and you can access that. You could also access a prayer for your health journal there. And obviously, you could also access the 4-week interactive course as well. So it's danielfasttohealthyliving.com.
Incredible.
And we're on Facebook and Instagram. And we also pop up in Clubhouse now too. So you can find us everywhere.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Well, if y'all ain't inspired, something is wrong with you, because I am inspired. This episode came at the right time, the beginning of the year. And, it's just time to really get your life together inside and out. And I love how it takes both components. So thank you, ladies, for educating us on the Daniel fast and your guys' approach as well. Really excited for this. So check them out, everybody. Well, do you guys have anything else you want to plug? Yourselves, your social, anything?
Well, our Instagram is at Daniel Fast to Healthy Living, as well as our Facebook handles. So Daniel Fast to Healthy Living.
It's not hard to find, y'all.
Check them out.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies. Naomi, we got the Glow Gang Spotlight. Sign up for that. What else do we
Yes.
have?
Sign up for our email list so that you can be a part of the exclusive deals and discounts.
And we got the YouTube page where you are watching us right now. And if you aren't subscribed yet, all you got to do is just go to the link in bio. We have all of our links there. And don't forget, I got those templates for you guys, email templates on communicating, asking how to get interviews, and EPK and media kit templates. So make sure to check those out in my link in bio at Miss Casey Carter. Thank you so much again, Gigi. We really enjoyed learning about the Daniel fast and just meeting you ladies. Thank you for taking the time. We'll let you know how our little challenge goes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for listening. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to us everywhere podcasts are available, and follow us at the Globecast. And we will see you guys next week.
All right. Have a great day. Bye.
Yeah.